imaginative healthcare delivery system in the world, a system that is not yet included in the single-payer models that the California Nurses Association are proposing for the state legislature in the coming 2 years that we've tried now for 9 years in a row to pass. Health is fundamental to the population, and the lack of community, the lack of identification between us all as one people, as one caring community and society is heartbreaking to listen to, and the wounds that exist in our society. This document essentially lays out very simply the basis of what a comprehensive healthcare delivery system would actually do. First of all, we have all the money in the world right now in the bank to be able to deliver what we need to have in terms of comprehensive, unified, rightful, single-tier care in the society. We need to put the public health system at the top of the delivery system. We need to have neighborhood assemblies partnered with local public health departments in order to evaluate and monitor and plan and prioritize what needs to be done. We need to have a basic change in the workforce. We need to mobilize hundreds of thousands of people through global budgeting of the post-secondary system for all health workers to provide tuition-free training, which would be a profound investment in people. And those people then would serve through assignment to public locations in urban and rural deserts around the state. Please look at this document.
I'm so sorry I have to interrupt you.
Thank you very much for your time. I very much appreciate it. Please read and look at the
Thanks for
website.
coming out. Thank you. Next speaker, please come forward. Welcome, good morning, and please begin.
Hi, good morning. My name is Akil Kashif El, and I'm here this morning to put a few comments on the public record. Mere exposure to information does not assume understanding of the information. Instruction which fails to consult the understanding of our people hinders our ability to apply the information in real life. African Americans already have a defined territory. We already have a permanent population. We are already capable of interacting with other states in a relationship opposite of a public government. And if this society's intent is achieving social justice, then there's no harm too big to remedy. I'm less concerned with attacking or defending reparation proposals than with illuminating its ethical, legal, and institutional problems. The elite will attempt to fool you in exchanging your rights for taxable privileges and thereby diminishing your rights. Without the establishment of a true national descent name, the nations of the earth have no lawful nor legal obligation to recognize the heritage, birthrights, and immunities of our people. You cannot inherit that which is your ancestors, if you do not recognize and acknowledge them and bear their national names. In closing, if you buy into their position, expect to be sold some trashy legal argument or reparation proposal without any substance. Thanks.
Thank you. Next speaker, you have 2 minutes, please speak into the mic.
Yes, peace. Chris Lobson, lead organizer, acting president, Coalition for Just and Equitable California. I'm gonna make this as brief as possible because I got to speak last time yesterday. First, I want to thank each and every single one of you for your work, even those who are not here today. I want to thank each and every single one of you for your work. Also want to give a shout out to the DOJ staff. I know this is a lot, so thank you so much for your work too. Also want to give a shout out to all of the people around the state who've been busting their butt for 2+ years to make this happen. There is a lot of people who did a lot of work to make this happen. Regular black folks, as we call ourselves, everyday people who put our time, our energy, our own money into this work. I really want to show you love. I see you, I appreciate you, those behind me, those listening. Thank you so much for your work. To the task force again, thank you for your vote for lineage specificity, eligibility. Thank you so much. That is, of course, the right thing to do, was the right thing to do, as was stated earlier. And as we all know, all black people reparations is illegal. All black people reparations is unconstitutional. This is not that, and we are not doing that. Thank you also for your vote for the Freedmen Affairs Agency as well. Also, continue to fight and do more as much as you can to fight the mis and disinformation that is going on out there. There's a lot of that. Lastly, I want to say a few things here, a couple things here about guarantees of non-repetition. Universal policies, all black people policies are actually a continuation of the harm. That's the opposite of non-repetition, because what happens is, as I said yesterday, when you do something for everybody, if you say all rising tides lifts all boats, we don't have a boat, we actually in the water drowning. So when the tide rises, we drown more. No universal policies, no race-based policies. Be bold, be strong, be courageous, take a stand, just for us, descendants only. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Next speaker, please come forward and speak into the mic. That should be.
Yes, my name is Mark Mesker. I'm a lifelong California resident, and I find myself in a very unique position. I had a great-grandfather who took a bullet during the Civil War as a Union soldier to stop slavery. And I also have a grandson who is black. So it takes for about 3 or 4 generations from a white German immigrant taking a bullet as a Union soldier to a black grandson. I'm not asking for reparations for my grandfather for standing up for what he believed in, and I'm not asking for reparation for my grandson. What I am asking for my grandson and for everybody else's grandchildren or their children, be it black, white, green, orange, purple. I'm asking for a voucher system. The voucher system gives the parents and the student the right to get an education that is deserving for them. The money, each child and their parents, the money would follow them. We are spending approximately $15,000 a year for public education. Let the parents, let the student take that voucher system for 12 years, from kindergarten through high school. Let the money itself, it will not cost us taxpayers. It won't cost us nothing because we are already spending it. It is time to educate our children, all colors, all colors. We start there. It's a great step forward. I appreciate it. I want to say I'm very impressed with the number of people who are very, very concerned about this. I don't understand some of the problems that the black community has lived with.
I'm sorry, your time is up.
But I am a strong proponent of the voucher system to educate all of our children equally.
Thanks for coming up. All right, next we should have, we're still in numbers 1 through 5. Ms. Davis and Owens, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for being patient.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Ann Davis, and I'm a part of a movement that just started in this country, Louisiana. I'm part of a movement, Attention Red and Blue, or Black Voters for Sale. There was a bill that was introduced to Congress called HR 40 in 1989 that sat dormant for 33 years. We had 9 presidents during that time who did nothing about that. That bill just expired in December of 2022.
The institution of slavery was constitutionally and statutorily sanctioned by the U.S. government, rendering America indebted to African Americans. There's a multitude of organizations fighting for reparations. Our goal is to form one powerhouse, empowered to execute change by denouncing the aftermath of slavery and hold the government accountable for atrocities committed against our people. It's time for reparative justice for African Americans. Stand up for reparations and make our voices heard. Know your words, make your voice count.
That being said, I encourage this committee in California and all the other committees across the nation to join forces to one powerhouse directed to the federal government, because that's who owe us reparations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next speaker should be, last name's Owens? Owen, yeah, please come forward. Good morning.
My name is Wally Owens.
But go ahead and speak and try to speak into the mic.
Staff force, thank you, staff force. But yeah, we need this, jobs and houses going up, gas going up, everything going up. So we need this now. This now. But without this, we save everything. Homeless and everything out here. We need to do something about it, so that's my time. That's it.
Thank you. Thanks for showing up today. Let's see, okay, now we'll go to the next group, Lorna Haywood. Let's see, Laura Ochbin, number 8. It's basically 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you have one of those numbers, please come forward, line up, and we should first be hearing from Ms. Hayward.
Good morning again. I was asked yesterday, I think after speaking, how did I find my grandmother, my 4th great grandmother's experience of being a slave in her own words. What I did, I Googled my last name. I remember what my father told me about our family and our family name, what it was before we was kidnapped and brought over here. I Googled my last name, Haywood, and then I found my great grandmother's on the slaves list. And then I found her in all the volumes. It's called Narrative of Slaves. So you can look at Narrative of Slaves in the Library of Congress. But as I sit here, I hear everyone talking about what we deserve, what we don't deserve. Now look at this baby, right? Look at this baby. They took our babies and fed them to the alligators. You can't put a price on this baby's head. When they blew off my uncle's heads in front of my grandmother who was 6 years old, there's no price for it. But just look at this baby here. They took those babies and fed them to the alligators. You can't put a price on that. I'm just tired of the Karens and the kids.
Thank you. Thank you. Next speaker, please. Please come to the mic. It should be
Number 6 or number 7? 'Cause I
number
need-
7, number 8, number 9, and number 10.
Okay.
Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for your patience.
Good day. My name is Omolara Odofin, and I thank everybody for being here. I just want to start off by reading this. Pope Sixtus via Papal Bull. The Papal Bull issued by Pope Sixtus via documents positive showed social progress between the Papal States and Italy, Jewish communities in the 16th century. Sixtus V granted Jews full civic rights in this bull and empowered them to establish schools and build synagogues. And the people reduced their taxes and were pardoned for various crimes, considering the harsh treatment that the Jews endured during the Renaissance. Those Jews were my color. These atrocities have been happening because of what the papal bulls have done. They recently, maybe before COVID, apologized to the black nobility. If you guys see these flags behind you with the fringes around them, this is war on the people with the spikes. This is the crown of Rome that they have always been paying allegiance to. And the third United States is the one with the post office on top of it, guys. We have to take accountability that we're dealing with 3 United States, Department of Justice, you guys know what I'm talking about. And we need to have transparency. If we're gonna get anything done in this reparations movement, we need transparency and proper education of the people. Because this war on the people, we have been disabled deliberately. And there is a Disabilities Act that will also help this Reparations Act to enforce the continuous disabling of the people. Not only white people, Mexican people, Chinese people, we all are the same people. But there was a study done by the American Institute Society of all these great scientists from Harvard and everywhere, and they discovered that the DNA of a melanated person has 9 series. They've known this forever. We're geniuses. The white man, this Mexican man, the Chinese man, they have 6 series in their DNA. They are a little less genius than the 9 series. Just like the orangutan, the monkey, and the chimpanzee. So please,
thank you so much for
tell
coming
the
out
truth.
today. Thank you.
Do what
Thank you. My name is Royal Bassett, 1 Peter 2:9. And Bassett is French, the last name of our former slave owners. First, I would like to honor my ancestors who are now Black angels for the opportunity to be heard today. I think it will be wonderful if we start with legislation, since this system began with legislation. I already proposed 3 out of 4 bills for this legislative calendar, which were all denied by the state of California due to its max capacity, whereas I would have to wait for the following legislative year. Granny's Law, a bill to protect women from discrimination in the healthcare system. Valerie's Promise, a bill to protect women, showing special attention to Black women who are denied CT scans due to the belief in the medical system that we don't feel pain. Zion's Dream, to teach the youth through a writing workshop called Write Your Pain, about the legislative process and how difficult it is to pass laws for Black people and people of color. And lastly, Mary and Joseph's Law, to protect Christians from religious persecution in school, work, and government. I would like to personally thank the Reparations Task Force for all that they do, and I will continue to do my part for my people as well. Thank you for saying you do reparations, because slavery was wrong, and there are lasting effects on us. But we are all children of God and deserve to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Thank you.
Next, we go to the next 5 speakers: Jonathan Burgess, Ms. Johnson, Mr. and Ms. Johnson. 11, if you have 11, 12, 13, 14, or 15. So Pearlie Barton, Reggie Roman, and Bishop Williams. Romaine, thank you. Thanks for the correction. Good morning.
Good morning. Members of the task force, you guys heard my twin brother speak earlier. I'm going to read something. Seems like education's big around here, and hopefully this gentleman can get this to his great grandson or his grandson. My 4th great grandfather is a white man. He's a slave owner. I got this last year regarding Coloma. It says, I'm Marshall Gold Park Ranger's daughter, and I grew up in Coloma in a park home right next to the Thomas House on High Street. I spent my childhood watching my father give groups of talks, tourists, busloads of students making their way through the park and walking past my house about the wonders of James Marshall and his empire and the wary immigrants who came to the area to find their fortunes in the 1800s. After school, I would lie in the big field near the iron single, sell gel on my back, or pick blackberries from the hills, and on weekends I would hike the surrounding foothills or swim in the rivers and creeks nearby. I now know every tree, every leaf, every breath in that valley, and I never heard of your family, and it's obvious why, Mr. Tamaki. I would absolutely love to help you get this land back. I'm happy to donate, but at least let me know how else I can help. Amy. Amy was a park ranger's daughter. She knows about the land that was taken from my family. And it seems that I go to museums today and I talk about the education. We talk about the education nobody knows about the Black pioneer families. In fact, I got a kid's book, right? The only book that talks about one of the pioneer gold rush, my ancestor actually left an autobiography. I go to a museum in historic Folsom, and guess what? The slave man, my great-great-grandfather, is not shown on the wall. He's actually blocked by a piece of wood I can't move. Mr. Tamaki, every other race, we know their trauma. We know their stories. Dr. Grills, we're supposed to be sharing these stories so that people like this man will know the history. The Karens that we talk about that call, right? I can't even be mad at them. You know why? Because they got the same education I got. Okay?
I'm so sorry.
When we start to educate our people, wake them up.
Please feel free to come back at another meeting or submit your comments in writing. We need to move on to the next speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Folks who should be lined up or have either 12, 13, 14, or 15, a number, please come and line up. Good morning.
Hi, I'm Bianca Johnson of East Palo Alto, EPA for Reparations. As a descendant of a child slave, I come here today to say thank you for your attention into looking for a plan for reparations here in California. However, I am disappointed about us having to argue whether a cash payment is or isn't appropriate for our people. I'm disappointed to know that descendants of this state are unaware of this task force and its workings. The sessions have been an inconvenience to our working class descendants, so again, their voices have been silenced. My forefathers created this country's wealth through chattel slavery, and my brothers and sisters are expending this country's wealth through mass incarceration. Cash is a part of the repair that we demand redress. We are requesting the money and the land to rebuild the descendant community. I brought my children here today to see how hard descendants have to fight for something that should be our right. There has not been a system designed for descendants that other groups have not benefited from, i.e. affirmative action, which is why our descendant community is here requesting atonement, and you cannot separate atonement and cash. Thank you.
Thank you. If you have number 13, 14, or 15, please come forward and approach the mic. Good morning, you have 2 minutes, and you may begin. Let's begin the mic.
I'm Reggie Romaine, aka Double R. Till we get our share. Not only that, I'd like to thank my new defense team. Give it up for the national chairman, Brother Akbar, with the new Black Panther Party. I appreciate you guys. You guys can also listen at us on Black Power Radio, Sundays and Mondays, 5 through 7. Write this number down, 515-605-9889. I would like to put in a motion for land acquisition in April, 2 days to deliberate in LA or the IE at UCLA, at the Front Center, whatever, on our water, land, and air rights. Can I get a second? Okay, pass that. Okay, the UDHR, let's see, needs to be made law and legislation. Okay, you guys can watch us from this, for 1619, our first interview, 1619 Reparations Party, we was interviewed by, let's see, this was Friday in Chad on politics in black. Please look at it because it's our political strategies on reparations and many solutions. So I'd like to thank Friday in Chad. Thank you. All right, 1percentage.org is the site that you guys can see all our information. I yield back.
Thank you so much for coming out. Bishop Williams, good morning. Please come up and make yourself comfortable and speak into the mic. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone of the task force. Thank God it's a blessing me being here this morning. I want to start by saying that Amos Brown is missing. That's good. That's real good. And he shouldn't be back, all right? Because I couldn't find my papers, put him off the task force. And I want to speak on my granddaughter, Shanika Williams, been missing for over 2 years. And there's a lot of racist people here, from the press and everything of that nature there. I've been speaking on her from Oakland, San Diego, in here and everything. And the only person that interviewed me was a lady down in, a white lady in San Diego, asked me a question about her, was interested in it, you know. But this task force here, I'm gonna tell you, I can see further than y'all can. Because about this $800 million, okay, you know, during the 1800s, there was the field niggas and the house niggas. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
sir.
I wanna know which one of y'all. Here's what I would like to say, I don't mean no harm, no, please don't get upset with me. You know, I'm a righteous man, I'm a religious man, and I have the Spirit of God in me. God sent me here.
That's
Okay? Now, that $800 million, we might need a new task force before this is over with. Because that $800 million, we want to see that money spent on black peoples, okay?
That's right.
Okay, now I feel that every black person in California should be paid some money, regardless where they're from, okay? Y'all give out money to all the other races, all the other peoples coming in this country, you give them our money, part of our money, all the army and everything. All the money going overseas, all the people over there in the war and everything. Part of that money belongs to black peoples, the army and everything. Part of that money belongs to black people in the United States. It's time for a truth to be told. You see what I mean? So don't think y'all giving us nothing. You study taking away from us. Study, you know what I mean? So now, I want to say this here, because I'm not ashamed or afraid of nobody, not even the people that's over y'all, the governor, everybody else, you know, because me, I'll take the governor to court, you know. I'll
Bishop, thank you. Thank you so much.
lawsuit against the railroad company.
Your time is up. We love to hear from you. The task force loves to hear from you, and thank you for coming out again today.
Thank you, President. Okay?
Thank you.
Stop being so racist.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're ready for our next 5 folks. Let's see, if you have number 16, 17, 18, 19, or 20, please approach the mic. And the first person should be Mr. Davis, or Ms. Davis, Frankie Davis Jr. Please come forward, go ahead and speak to the mic. Good
Greetings,
morning.
panel. Thank you for your work. Thank you for everybody participating. Thank you for everybody participating in this. This is some important stuff. Just found out about this recently. I've been hearing rumors about it. Yesterday I had a chance to witness what was going on for myself. And this morning I was on the webcast and it had some interruptions. So once again, for the people in the audience on the radio cast, my name is Frank Davies. I'm currently at the California Environmental Protection Agency, where I work as an engineer for the last 20 plus years, civil servant. I'm a veteran, I'm a Cal Poly graduate. I was born in Los Angeles, California in 1965, right after the Watts riots, okay? I grew up in LA, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. My family's from Louisiana. So all of this pertains to me. I'll just say this. African Americans, black people, whatever you want to label us this time, we are on an island of destitute, despair, amongst the sea of abundance. That's like to paraphrase Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I'm just a random, but I am somebody, right? I'm not here with my hands, my hat, and my hands begging for anything. Because actually, man, I done gave up hope on y'all ever delivering anything to me. And I'm all about helping myself. As you see, I've done quite well. But I'm just here to let my presence be felt and let you see with your own eyes. What about the children? I am the children. But I'm a grown man right now. You can't make me whole. Impossible. Right? But so just let that resonate in your mind. If you guys don't step up to the plate, these youngsters out here, they already taking matters into their own hands. So why don't you get a control of the situation before it gets out of control?
Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next speaker, please. Good morning.
Gratitude to the real rundown boys. gratitude to my ancestors. And gratitude to you, Bishop, because I'm also here to pick up the dead carcass of Amos Brown. You know, we all know Amos Brown. The coon, the buffoon, the junk jiving, the disrespectful, the lying, the stealing, poverty pimp that he is, who sits in a pulpit and sweats in the house of God. You wanna know why? Because he's the walking devil. You disrespect the ancestors, I'm sorry. We use it as bait now. It is what it is. So, anytime you turn your back on $5 million for the people, you're totally against the people. Flat out, honestly. I wanted to get more about the proposal. I can do that next year. It is what it is. So, I said what I said, I meant what I said. So, he can stay in Africa, where there's that cheeky, or whatever the case may be, where you're with the kids, I don't care what he's doing. He can stay there, they can keep them.
Next speaker, please. Good morning. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Bring the mic to yourself. All right. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Gail Wilkerson. I'd like to finish up what I didn't finish yesterday. But first, I'd like to acknowledge the pity party messaging from the Karens and Beckys and the Kens and everybody else we don't care about. This is not Fox News, and we know what's going on with them. I like to say that I was the first student registered and admitted at Hundreds Point #1 when it was fresh. I started there, I had my little Navy outfit on, my father took me to school. I was the first one on campus. And 2 hours later, I was still sitting there. The teacher said, "Where did she go? Where did she belong?" I remember this. I'm 5 years old. And to me, that's part of reparation. My parents were steered from San Francisco, I was born in San Francisco, down to East Miller Park in East Palo Alto, when they could well afford, on the other side, better quality homes. Today, as a real estate broker, I watched as people come into East Palo Alto with suitcase of cash, $80,000 to a woman I was supposed to list the house for. Most money she ever saw in her life. Her house was worth over $200,000 at that time. But I like to say about people saying about their receiving cash, is people like her, unknowledgeable, that will be taken advantage of. I like some laws, strong laws put in place that if you take advantage of somebody and steal their reparation money, like they did 40 acres of the mill, that they'll go to jail. And most of those people are Asians who got their reparation, had enough money to come into East Palo Alto today and take over. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out. Next speaker, please. Good morning.
Yes, my name is Salah Hakuya Chandler, and myself am from San Francisco, California. And myself am thankful for this opportunity to present the reality of the destruction of the Black nation of people. All right, all right. There is no excuse for the evil that has taken place, for the dehumanizing of us as a nation of people. The robbing and the stealing of our cultural language, the ceremonial rights to teach our young boys to be men, and for our Black women to be the women that is meant for them to be. And not to address and have not addressed of the disrespect of the femininity as addressing them as hoes, sluts, and tramps, and bees. The uproot of who we are in the Ancient of Days. Before we was enslaved, we was royalty. Okay. And you went and you stole America the best. You did not think that we would rise as a nation of peoples. You have called us colored, Black, Negroes, Negros, and all that. We are the ancient Hebrews peoples, which means we are males and females and brews of colors. The bottom line is this: we will get reparations, because it's spoken in the sacred scrolls that once the 400 years is over, we will not go empty-handed. reparations. How dare you? Right. Continue to study on the blood of our people. I live in San Francisco and it's almost less than 2% of us. No more of the political debate. You want to know why we are suffering, why we on crack cocaine, why the mothers are being abused. You want to know why, and you look down on us and you talk about social programs. Why? Because you have uprooted us from our ancestral lineage. And I'm going to say this. You have not put in for a state of emergency for all these black children that are murdered in this country. And you have the nerve to go support every other country. How dare you say that you're speaking of wars?
Thank you so much.
I speak truth. We put an hour and 2 minutes on a suffrage that we have been going from generation to generation. This cannot be discussed. We need to make this a national and an international emergency to deal with the pain and the suffering. Yes, ma'am.
That's right.
Now. Yes, ma'am. Now. Yes. No more tomorrow. Now. Yes, now. Give us what's ours, because I'm going to promise you something. The universe is taking full control of this planet. And she is going to make sure that we get what's rightfully ours. Yes, ma'am. Many of you are in comfort with your paycheck. Many of you have taken your position. Many of you have made yourself professionals. Many of you added doctors to your name and there's no healing around here. Let's have an understanding. Let's have an understanding to the reality of what's going on.
She's been hurt.
I stare. I carry no guns. I carry no knives, but I carry my soul. I see the injustice that's happening to my people, and you can't put a price on it. Are you understanding me? I mean this from the bottom of my heart. We have passed. We have passed.
Y'all heard it.
We have passed.
If number 20 is not here, let's move on to folks who have number 21, 22, 23, 24, or 25.
I'm number 20.
I'm sorry. Number 20.
My name is Yasmin Abdusami.
Please speak into the mic. Good morning.
Good morning. I just want to say that we have a lot of trauma in our community around this, all of this, and we got to listen to the people. That's very important, and everything everyone has to say is so important, so thank you. I would like to speak about the language being used during this hearing. I hear several of the task force members and other presenters speaking about race-based harm, race-based solution, and racial equity, and I think that some of you are missing the point. Last year, this task force, almost to the day, voted for 5-4 for lineage-based repair. Can we specifically focus on the descendant community, on the harms experienced by the descendant community? Can your language reflect the specific harm that has been done to the descendant community? It is the will of this task force and the will of the people that reparations be lineage-based in California and across the nation. I know that we come from ideologies and organizations that focus on race-based repair, but for the purposes of this bill, can we please focus on the descendant community? Yesterday, a sister called in on behalf of the California Black Power Network to advocate against lineage-based reparations. California Black Network is a fine organization that does good work, but they are yet another anchor organization associated with this task force that does not believe in lineage-based reparations. These anchor organizations are not advocating for lineage-based reparations, and they are not promoting lineage-based reparations. That's why descendant people in California don't know about AB 3121. So I'm here to say, if you do not believe in lineage-based reparations, step down. If you do not believe in lineage-based reparations, disassociate your organization from this task force. Right. Because we are focused on the repair for descendants.
Leave the money for organizations that believe in lineage-based repair. Don't take money from this project if you don't believe. I would also like to say thank you to CJEC and ARC for your continued commitment and education for lineage-based reparations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience this morning. Thank you for coming. Next speaker should be Constance French, and then Thomas Williams, and Darlia Wooders, and Ms. Joyce, and Ronnie Lopez. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for your work. Yes, Constance French is the name that the owners gave me. So, as an African person from the continent of Africa, was they named that too. But anyway, we came across the water. I became Constance. Okay? Chinese woman, she comes across the water. Chinese, Chinatown. There's no argument. You probably went to the Chinese parade. Fine. So we're sitting here, and I want to remember, I thank everybody for coming. We have to have unity of purpose. You come up and you say your stuff, but remember unity of purpose so we can get something done for the grandchildren and great-grandchildren, okay? That's the most important thing though. Ego aside, no matter how strong, I have Buddhist, Church of God in Christ, Church of God over Christ, Muslim, all kind of Muslim friends. But we should have a basic friendship. You know, we're not fighting and arguing and just tearing each other. Oh, no, your God is better than my God. You know, we have to have that. Now, back to Steve here. Okay, I try to say one statement on one thing. So to Becky, I want to, just a simple thing, because a lot of us don't even know that. George Washington Carver has a plaque and all that stuff, name thing, for saving the American economy. Becky, Ken, and your mom, he saved the American continent, the American, the country, economy, okay? So go back and look at the real history. We talk about education. Go back and look and see what he did. And you castrated him. So yeah, we need repair. And I'm with you. I'm so proud of Yasmin, that lady that just came up for. She is my hope. Okay, I'm 76. Okay, she's the next thing, and she's always educating us. So she reminds me to say descendants. So anyway, so I'm very proud of her and proud of you. Oh my goodness, here we go. The time is gone. The time is up. The time is up. Okay. I'm gonna just say one more thing to the lady.
Get your comments in writing.
Okay.
And we do have about several people behind you, and we're trying to be fair to everyone.
Yeah, that is true. We do need to be fair to everyone.
But thank you.
But thank you so very much.
Thank you. Remember, you have 2 minutes, and we all appreciate it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Honoring to my dad, Bishop Williams. I'm here representing King Warriors. 400 years the seed been planted. 400 years been waiting for the people. 400 years of depressing time. Our harvest of being paid have finally arrived. Now is the time. We've been waiting long enough. Our prayers are right on time. God answers prayers. Release the wealth. People, we're coming out. What God has for us, God has written and set us, delivered and set us free. Task for release is all to the people. You cannot hold on to what not yours. Give it all to the people what is due. To the people, for the people. Reparation, not for education, not for community. Reparation is for the people. Let's reap the harvest. Missing black people don't get media press. Never. Missing press don't find black people. My daughter's been missing for 2 years. Shanika Williams. Bring my daughter home. In Sacramento, my daughter was missing for 2 years. I filed a police report with the sheriff department. Nobody did nothing for 2 years. Where has the community gone? A white person been on the media missing. They've been on the press for 1 day. Be on the media. Support the harvest reparation. Bring my daughter Shanika home. Now's the time. Now's the time. Let God bring you home. Fight, fight, fight. Amen.
Thank you, Stephen. Wooders and Shakila Joyce. Good morning.
Good day and shalom, everyone. Hope all is well. My name is actually Shaquila Joyce, and I'm born and raised in Fresno, California, so I drove all the way down to be with you this morning. So I grew up in a broken, impoverished Black community. Growing up, I grew up during the crack epidemic. I just have to say this, our people do not own planes, we don't own trains, we don't own any airplanes or ships or anything like that. So this was an attack upon our people, modern day slavery, if you will. It broke up our family for many generations. So I am here to stand to be the voice for generations before me, generations after me. My question is, why do Black communities lack proper resources, funding, housing, mental health opportunities within our country, within this country? The reason why I say this country is because our ancestors helped build this country. Our ancestors are the ones who built the White House, if you will. So why do we have to struggle so hard with education and different things, different disparities? Again, this is another attack upon our people, and this is modern day slavery. We constantly deal with police brutality, broken families, etc. My question is, where do we really stand in all this? I am tired of marching, I'm tired of the press, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So, my question is, where do we stand, where's the resources, and when do we really overcome? Is this gonna be just another meeting for propaganda or for social media purposes? We need something to be done here, and if I have to keep traveling from Fresno back here to Sacramento at the state capitol, I will do so. But I am here again, standing for generations before me, generations after me. Okay. Many blessings to you all. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Liberation is what we want.
Good morning. Good rising. So my name is Dorlia.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. You got it.
Okay, you got it.
Get your words out, baby.
Come on.
Deep breath.
Hello, my name is.
Hello, my name is Dorlia. My great-great-great-great-grandparents were an Aboriginal woman and freeman, enslaved freemen, who planted roots in California as sharecroppers. My family is through all of California, from the north to the south borders. We are so deep that we don't even know it. And that part of the separation is the separation of Black families. I am homeschooled due to the fact that I was given an opportunity to get away from being humiliated, bullied, and beaten. Not only from the students, but from the teachers and staff.
Yes. Yes.
It has been a struggle of being a Black woman in California. And as our ancestor, Ms. Fannie Lou Hamer said, we are tired of being tired. My great-great-great-great-grandfather was freed as a child at about 7 years old. I can't even imagine running around in sugarcane, cotton, tobacco crops, and clueless to who I am, nor having education. We Black people are about 7% of the state's population. Now imagine what it's like to be one of the few Blacks in the school unless you're in the inner city. There is no self-identity or self-awareness in public schools, and if so, you're being bullied. I'm an entrepreneur, and as a Black 7th-generation Californian, I'm barely getting out of the mud. I'm thinking about my lineage and how my great-great-great-grandchildren are going to be benefited off any proposed reparations. In our homeschool, we are taught about Black economics. Where are the credit unions going to be at? Where are our own hospitals going to be at? Where are our schools going to be at? How and will school benefit? Homeschooling is important, especially for Black children, to know ourselves. We come from greatness, we are greatness, and to greatness we shall return.
All right,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Good day, everybody. Good morning. My government name is Roger Lopes, but I'm Sonny Bluebland. I'm a blues singer, and I got the blues real bad. And I just, I appreciate what everybody's doing, but I just think it's a bunch of bull right now. Yeah. And it's like, you ain't gonna bust a grape in golf shoes. This is all just running through the motions, a red tape thing. No, man, come on, put something down. Put something on the wood right now. All right, wait till tomorrow. Wait till the next meeting. A bunch of bull. And my dad said it real. My dad was Bobby Bluebland, the great Mr. Bobby Bluebland. He said, ain't no love in the heart of the city. And that's exactly what it is. Ain't no love in the heart of the city. And you guys are doing what you got to do, but don't be part of the problem and not part of the solution.
Chair Moore, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, and it is 11. Should we call them up?
Yes.
Yes. All right, the next 6 folks: Douglas Oliver, Brenda Barrows, Vader, Janina Lamb, Ty Wilson, Andrea Gordon. Please line up, and we really appreciate you respecting the 2 minutes. Thank you and good morning, and you may begin.
Good morning, I will be Douglas Oliver.
Let's see, your mic is not, can you?
Oh, I ain't looked past my time yet, what's wrong? I got turned on? Douglas Oliver.
There you go. All right, you may begin.
First off, I believe reparations in the form of cash.
Right.
Is a setup.
Yes.
They gonna get it, half people don't know how to do taxes. 2 years from now, that money could be right back where it came from based on bad filing of taxes. Seems to me, free health care, free education, tax exempt status, land allocation, and a check can have longevity. As far as this lineage thing and how you determine who gets it, why is it all of a sudden discrimination? It wasn't no discrimination when I was falsely imprisoned in this state. I've been here 40-something years. I've been falsely imprisoned, and I've lived with the consequences of being a convicted felon in this state. So, again, when we make our money, 40% of it is gone in tax. We get taxed when we earn it, we get taxed when we spend it. I don't know how much it costs California, how much money you gotta print to get free education. I don't know how much money you gotta print for land allocation. I don't know how much money you gotta print for free health care. But it seems to me like that would benefit a long time and a lot of people. So, that's all I got.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking your time. Next speaker, you have 2 minutes, please begin.
Hi, my name is Brenda Barrows. I'm here representing Black workers. I haven't heard much conversation what's going on in the workplace, but there are many, many abuses that go on in the workplace that are not being addressed. So you can give me a job, but if I get on that job and I'm abused the whole time I'm there, what have you really given me? You're giving me a little bit of money, but the consequences and the things I've seen, because I'm a union person, I represent people. We have an issue in San Francisco that we've been pushing really hard about Black workers, because people's health are involved in this. I've seen people get sick and pretty much die almost based on stresses put on their lives. And they don't have mental health. They don't support you. The EEO system in this country is a joke. It doesn't help us. And it needs to be reformed. So whatever form of reparations you do, it includes the redoing of the current EEO system, which does not protect us. It does not. I've never seen in the city of San Francisco one case ever where they decided on the side of the employee. So you know that's a corrupt system. And it's not meant to protect us, it's meant to protect them from us speaking up about the problems and the things they're doing to us. And retaliation is real. When you speak up on these jobs, you pay a price for it. And there needs to be laws in place to stop that too. The current laws do not work, so please fix it.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out today. Good morning.
Man. Rob Bonta, a non-black American, wants to speak, take our time, and he can't get his Justice Department to come here and tell the truth to the people.
What's up, Peter?
And this task force, I'm watching them, they don't resonate with the things that the people resonate with. The people are out here clapping for what they hear up on this mic, and these people are just unaffected. But don't let Rob Bonta take our time to talk about Legos, a mythical, elf? He named his dog after? Well, let's talk about the myths that the Justice Department doesn't know how many black Americans are sitting in their prisons. They don't know how many black Americans that they unjustly put in those prisons. They don't know how many black Americans that they unjustly over-police. They don't have any numbers, and this panel lets Rob Bonta come up in here like he's saving something. He's the AG. Make the Justice Department come here and tell the truth about the discrimination against black Americans.
All right.
You have 2 minutes?
Good morning, this is Andrea Jordan, and I'm here today for the liberation of my people. I want to address the Miss Karen that called yesterday and said that she was an immigrant and said, why should she have to pay? Her coming to America, of her choosing, coming to America, living the American dream has been based on our nightmare. And that's why there's no place for us to run. We already know what the problem is. What is the solution? The solution is liberation. I heard the lady up here that said that she was an attorney in Los Angeles and said that she saw the cages and it had taken her back 300 and 400 years. I want to say the whole entire system needs to be dismantled, because when my ancestor, Maya Angelou, said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. All right? And there's no place for it. They wiped out everything in the system has to come down, because all facets, they've weaponized everything against us. Everywhere, there's no solace for us. Everything has been weaponized. The water, every single thing, the language, the laws, everything has been weaponized against us. And true liberation starts with money. Because when we walk outside this door, there are people, I tried to get 20 people to come here today. But the wall of shame out there with all the attempts for reparations. It started years ago. Nobody believes this. Make this real. Yes. Put something in our pocket. Liberate us. All right? You've enslaved us. They've done everything that they can do. It's not right. We know the problems. Fix it. Fix it.
Thank you so much. All right, I believe this is our last speaker. Good morning. Feel free to adjust the mic.
I wish you could have one more. Unfortunately, $80 worth of gas.
Good morning.
Come on.
Good morning.
So, good afternoon. My name is Julie Lane. First and foremost, I want to acknowledge every person in the room. And I want to tell you that your collective pain is in fact valid and it is felt.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to say thank you to every last one of you who have taken on the Herculean effort of this conversation and this movement. I stand before you today to address something that I have heard tad bits of, but I really want to get into. So one of the areas that you as a task force is looking at is the harm that has been caused by mass incarceration in this state. First and foremost, I want to give a special shout out to Camilla Moore. Thank you for being brave enough to walk into a maximum security prison back in December, along with myself and others, and have that conversation about the true nature of reparations. You see, because at the core of the word is repair.
Repair!
Repair for the harm that has been caused. Number one, California is the largest carceral state in the union. We have over 70 factories, AKA plantations, built into our prison system. Do you know that in the state of California, it costs over $100,000 a year to incarcerate an adult and over $300,000 a year to incarcerate a juvenile? Did you know that in the state of California, you pay 55% of your income? I'll give you an example. My husband was incarcerated. He served 24 years. He is also the author of the proposal that became ACA 3 last year, which is now ACA 8 this year, the End Slavery in California Act. And for those of you who do not know or believe that slavery is in fact still real, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little sample of that. You see, the state of California in its penal code, section 2700, has codified that slavery is in fact legal. Paraphrase here basically states that inside of every prison in the state of California, every able-bodied person is to give as many hours every day faithfully for labor. Thank you. It's okay, I'll be brief.
Thank you so much.
So, for example, we talk about public safety. We talk about the necessity for our incarcerated people to work and how it helps keep down recidivism, how it helps to pay for victim services and restitution. Final example. My husband was incarcerated 24 years. His last job, he made 74 cents per hour. They took 55%. When he went into the system in the late 1990s, he got a bill for $36,000. 24 years later, 2 months after being released, he got a bill for $34,000.
Wow.
Take that into consideration. He was not able to pay $2,000 in restitution after being incarcerated for a total of 24 years.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you everyone who came in and gave your powerful testimonies. That concludes public comment today. If you have other comments, feel free. There are 2 more meetings, and then also you can also submit your comments in writing, always at reparationstaskforce@doj.ca.gov. I will now turn the meeting back over to Chair Moore.